Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 106 of the NZXT podcast. This is the official podcast of the NZXT community. This podcast is recorded live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The official NZXT Twitch and is available to stream on demand on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So watch where you're stepping, folks, as you might catch a brick to the foot. My name is Dennis. With me, as always, is Ivan.
How do you do, baby boo?
Good.
I like that beanie.
Thanks. I stole it.
So summer's officially over. It's time to bust out the beanies. Time to bust out the hoodies. Let's forget about this. This was like I think this was the hottest summer on record, like ever, and I'm over it, man. Like I'm ready to just bundle up and drink my hot cocoa.
I hate summer. First off, I'm a little fluffy, right? Or in other words, I'm a little fat, and I like winter clothing on me a little bit more, right? So hoodies, jackets, right? I just look better. I can style it better. Plus, I like being able to layer like my outfits and whatnot. Yeah. So that's just me, but yeah, I agree. It's been super hot, and then also for the puppy, like he'll want to go out like at 12 or something to use the restroom, and then he's like, oh, it's hot. Never mind. Let me just poop and run real quick because it's he literally sits like any shade he can find. He just hangs under that shade and he's like, I'm not moving anywhere from here, man. Like unless you're going home, that's it. We're doing nothing else.
And we do have a special guest today. He's not wearing a purple beanie, but he does have purple hair.
That's something.
Welcome to the podcast, Brick and Nick. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic.
Very excited to be here. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it is.
So for those who don't know, Brick and Nick is a content creator, a gamer, host of Battle of the Bricks, another Canadian. I guess we just attract Canadians like on the show like every other day.
Where my Canadians at?
Right? Where you guys at? And I don't. So I was gonna say master builder, but then I did a lot of research into what a master builder actually is, and I'm like,
thank you for that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, no, never mind. So I'm just gonna say, a world-renowned Lego builder.
That works for me. That works for me. I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that works, right?
Yeah.
So before we get to you, Ivan, I think you have something you wanted to let people know real quick before we just start this off, right?
Yeah, we have a couple of giveaways going on. So if you are tuning in live right now on Twitch, the commands are !free gift card for a chance to win some free Steam gift cards.
Cool.
And if you do !make a splash, you will get a link to enter our #make a splash upgrade challenge, where if you show us a picture of your PC, you could potentially win an all-white NZXT hardware bundle. We just came out with a bunch of new white products yesterday, in case you guys didn't know. So check it out.
Yeah, actually, big shout out to you guys. You had a massive drop yesterday. So much awesomeness.
I
think a lot of things people have obviously been asking for. So you guys just hit the mark across the board. Way to go.
Yeah, it's funny. Like we haven't released anything in a long time. Well, I guess we did a microphone a couple weeks ago, but
I was gonna say
we were like, okay, on this one day, we're gonna literally just come out with everything people have been asking for. It's pretty cool.
It is awesome. Everything looks incredible.
everything is awesome, you could say, right?
Everything is awesome, indeed.
Yeah. So Nick, we were sorry. Someone's fire smoke alarms are going off here, so the dog's going nuts. So I just apologize for that real quick. Work from home situation, right? So Nick, we were turned on to you because we did what was this? This was during. Let me see here. What did we do it? This was redemption instructions.
It was during the August calendar.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, you posted it on Trello, man.
No, I know. I'm scrolling up on it. Okay, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. So this is just like a random thing that we posted. It was like in here. I'll show everyone here on the stream.
Cool. Okay, you can do that. Sweet.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we have the technology. So we just did like
the technology.
Yeah, so we decided we wanted to post something fun because Ivan started going back to the office, right? And I'm like, hey, why don't you just post a box of a bunch of freaking Poochies, right? It's a good idea. And I'm like, hey, what if we turn this into something more fun? So what if we ask people to do a drawing of Poochie, right? And then maybe we'll send one out. And then we got a lot of really good, a lot of really awesome responses, actually. A lot of people did some really, really fun art with the stuff. And then we noticed this gentleman named Brick and Nick, who we've never heard of before, made a Lego Poochie and some Lego NZXT cases, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, Ivan, this is really, really cool. Let's hit him up and see like if he wants to hang out in the podcast. So he did. That was back in August. It's now September 23rd. And since then, he's also done a Vigilante Poochie variant of Lego, which I thought was hilarious. I as soon as I saw it, I cracked up. I'm like sharing everyone on Slack. I'm like, guys, check us out, check us out, check us out.
I couldn't resist. And wait, you guys call him, say his name for me?
Poochie.
Poochie.
It is Poochie. Okay, someone was like, it's not Poochie, Nick, it's Pucky. And I'm like, what? There's no way.
Yeah.
And I was so ready to say it wrong multiple times, but now I can say it the way I wanted to this whole time. It's perfect. I'm Italian, so it makes sense for me to say it that way, just like Gucci, Poochie.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where it came from.
Yeah, Poochie evolved from this thing, which is the puck. It's a magnetic headset holder. You put it on your computer case, and you wrap your cables around it. And when we came up with our mascot, the original name was actually Pucky, but what ended up happening though is on our Discord server, during this time, it was a thing where every time I would go in the server, people would ask me, "Hey, how you doing?" And I would say, "Oh, I'm Gucci. I'm all Gucci." Everything was Gucci, Gucci. And then one day I was just looking at the word Pucky, and I was thinking, it'd be funny if we just spelled this like Gucci and then just pronounced it Poochie, and it just stuck for some reason. It never.
It's really cute. It yeah, I like it a lot. I'm a big fan, so I fully support it.
Yeah, we so going back to the whole vigilante thing, we had so many meetings about coming up with a name for it, and at the end we were like, you know what, this thing doesn't need a name. Let's just call him the Mass Vigilante.
We should talk about that, huh? Since it was kind of to me it was super exciting, and it was kind of we've never done anything like that before, and I feel like you always say that, right? We've never done anything like this before. We're always doing things we've never done before here at NZXT. So before we get into anything else, I do want to talk about this because it was a lot of effort, it was a lot of work, it was a lot of meetings. Ivan knows, Amanda knows, right? I know it was a thing to get this thing done. So let me throw some stuff up here real quick, and we'll just talk about this for a half minute, and then we'll talk all about Nick because I have so many questions.
I'm excited to hear the story though. This is awesome.
So we knew we were going to launch a million things today, yesterday, right? We did the airflow case, right? Which we'll talk about that too. We definitely will. We got the new Kraken, the white Krakens, the Kraken 120, the air fans. I'm missing something. Power supplies.
Bronze PSUs.
Yeah, bronze PSUs. What else was it? I think that's it. Is
Kraken 120.
I already said that. Yeah, I already said that. And then it said the white Krakens too.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
It's a total, I think, 10 or 11 SKUs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which is a lot. Which is actually a lot. And we here on the community team knew, based on all the comments, that the two things that are going to be the most popular are going to be the White Kraken, but especially the H510 Flow, right? So we're like, we should probably highlight this in some way and do something with this because people have been bugging us on Twitter, on Discord, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok now, on GeoCities, on Gilded, if anyone's still on there. To bring out an airflow case, right? It's like the one thing people kept bugging about, and we're like, yeah, we know, we already told them, right? So we're finally doing it, and we wanted to do some kind of almost teaser to just have some fun with this thing. So we decided to come up with I don't even know where it came from, but the original name was super not good. It was the Whole Bandit, and we all recognized that's a really kind of sussy name, so maybe we just don't name him that, right? But that was the internal name for the character that we knew we weren't going to put out there, right? And we had long conversations in a bunch of meetings, and we're like, why don't we just call him the Vigilante? And we're like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, right?
What's funny too is a lot of the names that we didn't go with, I did see people commenting those names on these posts. One of the names was Puccilanti.
Yeah.
And we were like, look, there's no way people are gonna
be able to read that,
pronounce that. And then one of the comments was oh, the Puccilanti, and I was like, well, I guess people were gonna guess that or be able to pronounce it. And then another one of my favorites was Pucko. Someone also did say Pucko.
Yeah, Pucko. I forget what else we had. We had a couple weird ones too. Yeah, but it was something that we wanted to do to kind of have some fun with the launch and announce it. And The funny thing is, this is the first time we've actually ever announced a product without having like a video or like a banner, and it's been like actual art, which I think is cool, and I kind of want to do more of, just do more art type launches because it looks great, right? And I don't know, it just adds like a different flair. Like who does that, right? Who does that? We do.
What's funny too is like when we showed the case like this, I did see some comments from people saying like, "Oh, it's not real. You know, it's like a drawing, like it's fake or whatever." But then I think 30 minutes later is when we published the actual like launch trailer, and like people were like, "Oh, damn, it is real."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. You know, teasing people and also seeing everyone's reaction. I'm glad people liked it.
Yeah, no, it's been really popular, really exciting that we're doing this. Finally, you know, and I can finally stop telling people that Airflow is a meme, because Airflow is now no longer a dream; it is a reality, and you can go get one soon. TM.
Now we're gonna put holes in everything.
Exactly, even things you don't want there to be holes in. We're gonna sell RAM with holes in it. We're gonna sell
holes
Kraken.
on holes.
Yeah, we're gonna sell Kraken with holes in the tubes for more airflow for your liquid. We're not going to stop here, folks. We're going to remove holes from things that had holes previously. So, like, the puck is going to be just like one solid brick. So enjoy that, folks. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Nick, how you doing? Oh, Nick's gone. He went to go grab some.
Idea. You can't do that.
He's grabbing stuff. So, okay, so when we first called Nick, I swear, oh, yeah, there we go. I thought he was in, and it's he, right? It's he?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Making sure, right? We're making sure, folks.
No,
2021. We're being respectful these days. So I thought this guy was in like and it was like a green screen kind of situation, because like that room looks so freaking awesome. Can you go over your room a little bit? Like, where are you right now?
Space?
Yeah, it looks nuts, dude.
Yeah. I'm very, very lucky. Admittedly, like, I'm gonna be a typical gamer, and this is my parents' basement, actually.
Hey, let's go.
I'm very lucky. My parents are really supportive of, I guess, my pursuits of my Lego building passion. So they let me take over the basement here to build out a Lego studio. Yeah, it makes for a really great workspace, of course, gives me lots of space to show off some of my builds, and allows me to have all of my parts nicely organized so I can quickly work my way through my pieces so I can build the things that I want to.
Yeah, I saw I saw on Lego TikTok like a few weeks ago, and this is before like I was like actually searching for stuff. This dude was in like this giant room, and he had like a bunch of like those little drawers and everything, and I think like he spilled a bunch of them like on purpose or something, and then like made me super cringe, because I can never imagine having all those things organized and then just like, all right, this is for the memes, just toss it on the ground, right?
I mean, I've never done it intentionally, but it has happened many times on stream and such, like while I'm building. It's just sometimes you knock your elbow the wrong way, you hit a little container, and boom, everything's spread across the floor. So
someone give me a clip of that. I want to watch that on stream. So Nick, who are you? Who is Brick and Nick? For those who don't know, what do you do all day? Why is Brick Nick? How is Brick and Nick?
Who, what, where, when, how, why, how.
Yeah, exactly.
So Brick and Nick is a lifelong Lego builder, particularly focused on creative builds. I really love taking Lego and going beyond instructions and stuff and coming up with my own designs for the things that I love and am interested in. So you'll see, tons of builds in the background related to the things I enjoy, whether it's things like the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie, lots of video game inspired builds. I've got some Lego Nintendo Switches here. Some Destiny stuff, Pokemon.
Oh, look, Destiny.
I made sure to have the Destiny ones ready to go. I even built up a little Tetris build last night for Ivan there, so that way you can get it on the action too. I didn't have anything already built from any of your games because yours are a little more classic, but I just love being able to build stuff in general. And then I guess it's, almost approaching 6 years ago now, I discovered Twitch through my love of Destiny, actually. Right. So I was, seeing kind of people do some fun stuff and sharing their love of video games online. And at that time, Twitch was pretty heavily pushing like creative. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a massive platform I had never really heard about, but they're interested in creative stuff. So I'm like, let me go in and find like the Lego builders on Twitch. And they were non-existent. And I was like, what the heck? How is there like no people doing Lego on this thing? So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can be the guy who does that. And so I started up my stream a few months later. And slowly, and very fortunately, I've been able to kind of continue to build my community, do a lot of awesome stuff. I've done events with Twitch directly at like TwitchCon and stuff. I've done some streams for like Overwatch, and I've obviously gotten to work on tons of cool like builds with different games and stuff. And I'm even now like not like affiliated with Lego, but I'm like part of like a creator program that they have.
Right.
So I sometimes actually get my hands on Lego sets early, so I can do like reviews and live streams and stuff.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, very, very lucky.
Yeah, that's cool that you took something that literally has nothing to do with, well, I guess it has something to do with video games. There is a Lego video game, but it's not really like, you don't really associate Lego with gaming, and you were able to kind of, tap into this gaming culture community, whatever you want to call it, with your passion for Lego building. That's super cool, man. Congrats.
Yeah, I honestly always thought it was such a shame that like Lego hadn't tapped into video games more. Like they've obviously done Star Wars stuff for a really long time, but like it was never really tied to the games much. And then I think like their first major gaming theme, and I'm probably remembering incorrectly, but Minecraft was one of the bigger ones that they first went with. And then they've slowly started to do more gaming stuff over the years. They did Overwatch about 2 years ago. And like I think there's even rumors right now of like a gaming theme that's just going to cover a bunch of different games. But I take that lightly because Lego rumors are all over the place all the time. But yeah, it's been really, really cool to kind of fill in a lot of the gaps and like come up with my own creations related to the video games that Lego's probably never going to really get into or may not get into for whatever reason. And yeah, it's just cool getting to build fun stuff.
I'm like so I'm really surprised to hear that there weren't too many people on Twitch doing Lego stuff, because like I think almost as because you're saying 6 years ago, what was happening 6 years ago on Twitch?
So
it feels like a lifetime.
It was like I joined Twitch in October of 2015.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, Twitch just felt like a lot tighter knit back then, like a lot of a smaller community type thing, even though it was obviously a huge platform, like it had been around already for a long time. Like I did find like one stream of like some random channel building out Lego Minecraft set. But that was like literally all I could find. But funnily enough, like around the time that I had started, a very good friend of mine, his name's Set to Build, also started streaming on Twitch. And then like the two of us together kind of stumbled across each other, and we slowly started to like find other people. So it seemed like just around that time, a bunch of people were kind of discovering the same thing at the same time. And there's definitely an awesome Lego community out there. There is a tag for Lego building on Twitch. It's called Brick Building.
Oh, cool.
And we're currently like pushing to maybe someday get a category made, because I think that'd be really awesome to have.
So here's a question: if you guys are in the building, it's building category.
Brick building is the tag. We use I use art because I'm doing like creative builds, but most builders will use makers and crafting as their directory.
Does that mean you guys fight with like the Mega Blocks peeps with the same hashtag?
We're like brick building is purposely meant to be more all encompassing. Like we do not want to discriminate against other building brands. And I will say like Mega Blocks it's actually called Mega Constructs now. Has definitely stepped up their quality game over the last little while. They do some pretty decent stuff. I can't deny. Much better than when I was a kid, when it was literally just trash. So
yeah, you came onto Twitch, I think, at a perfect time too, because October 2015, if I remember correctly, that was actually the month where they had the very first TwitchCon.
I think it was. Yeah. I didn't know about TwitchCon at all at the time, but like it was definitely good timing. And I think it was like sometime within the next year was actually, or maybe it was the year after, like shortly I hadn't heard about TwitchCon, like that I had actually pitched my Lego building idea for TwitchCon. It actually only had panel submissions, so I'm like, I don't know where this should go, but like I think we should do a giant Lego Twitch logo build at TwitchCon. And luckily the like TwitchCon coordinator is like a massive Lego fan, and they were like, oh my gosh, I really like I like this idea a lot. Let's do this.
Yeah, perfect timing, man.
Really fun bringing that to life.
That's perfect timing for you.
That's really awesome.
Indeed.
So I've been rearranged some of my questions, so it's messing me up here. I know, right? So what was your first Lego set?
My first Lego set, I physically have it. It's chilling in the little display case in the background there. It is a 1996 Lego set. It's from a theme called Rescue. So if anyone grew up in the late 90s with Lego, you may know it. They're black and yellow color schemed like rescue vehicles. So it's just this little tiny truck. I think I had actually feel like there's a bit of a story there in that like I was pretending to feel sick one day from like grade school, and so I always stayed with my grandparents like right before and after school. So I got to go there, And I was just like, you know, I don't know, I was making it seem like I was really not feeling great and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, can we go to like Walmart and get a Lego set to make me feel better? And that's like what I had picked out, and that's kind of what started it all.
That's hilarious.
Dennis, can you clip that, please?
I am. I'm gonna go back in time and report you. Change the fate of Brick and Nick forever.
Do you remember how much that first Lego set cost?
It was probably like, I would guess like $3 to $5. It was pretty small, pretty cheap.
Yeah, a lot of these Lego sets are expensive, man.
They definitely are. Like, it's funny because people, I think, like, now look at Lego and they go, oh my gosh, it's so much more expensive than when I was a kid. But like, Lego's never made sets as big as they are today. So like, the reason a lot of them seem so expensive, and don't get me wrong, there's like a Star Wars and Disney tax on like lots of sets that make them more expensive, as you would expect with like anything else. But the reason that so many sets like are so expensive is because they're just going way bigger than they ever have before, which honestly makes for some really cool and unique like building opportunities and kind of having sets exist in ways that never could have before without going to that scale. So
yeah, I recently went to the Lego store with my daughter, and it's at downtown Disney.
Oh, amazing. Oh my gosh, never been.
She's like obsessed with Frozen right now, and she saw this Frozen castle at the Lego store. She's never built anything Lego like ever.
Okay, yeah.
And then she's like, I want that. And I was like, all right, let's go get it. You know, me thinking like, yeah, sure, I'll buy her a Lego set. And then I look at the price. It was literally like $300.
Yeah, they just released like we call that style of set UCS. They use it typically for Star Wars. It's called like Ultimate Collector Series. Yeah. But like, there's been Frozen castles that are like 50, 60, $70. But like, this is the first time they did like a really serious one. So your timing kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, she's definitely too. I mean, she's only 3, so I don't think she's ready.
Oh yeah, she's not ready for that one.
Yeah, but I think eventually I'm gonna probably have to buy some expensive Legos here pretty soon.
Yeah, you'll be in trouble for sure.
Yeah.
Ivan, are you trying to gatekeep Lego from your daughter? Lego's for everybody, my friend. It says right there on the box. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what the age range of that.
To be honest, that box, I would not be surprised if that says like 14 plus or 16 plus or something like that. A lot of Lego sets are, Lego's actually very heavily targeting adults right now, and they put 18 plus on tons of their boxes. And even though I would say most of them are not restricted to like an 18 plus year old, they're more so to make an 18 plus year old feel comfortable buying that set, and they're not like, oh, I'm not buying a set for a kid, this is a set for adults, you know?
That's funny you say that, 'cause I have this set here. It was this thing was gifted to me a couple years ago from by Jin, our creative director here at NZXT. Incredible. And I never built it because I opened it and
you were too intimidated by like a set recommended for ages 10 plus?
Yeah, I was intimidated.
It's numbered bags. It's very straightforward.
And I was like, dude, do I really have the time for this?
Maybe we can get you started with the other little thing that you have today.
You know, I'm gonna build it now that you're here. Also, fun fact: our CEO Johnny, he is obsessed with Lego. Like, it's like his.
Me and him should have a chat sometime.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's like his meditation or anything like that, but I know he's constantly like building these, big Lego sets, and I think he even has a room in his house where he just like displays all his Legos.
That's incredible. So awesome.
Yeah. We should probably do a Johnny Lego tour one of these days.
That would be a sick video, 100%.
Yeah. So Nick, to kind of get back to the little content stuff. I said in a weird way, not little content. To get a little back to the content stuff, that little content you make, right? So when you do hop on stream, what are you typically doing?
Yeah, so I right now stream 3 times a week, and I would say my schedule is made up of like 2 or 3 main things. Mondays, we're typically known for doing something called viewer build requests. Ooh, that is where people can come into the stream, suggest ideas in the chat. We'll take 10 ideas at a time, chuck them in a poll. Everybody gets to vote on them, and then I will build that thing in the moment. I use a very limited set of pieces, so it kind of makes it challenging for me in that I can't just like run around and grab all the pieces that I want to for my collection. I kind of got to work with a limited pool of pieces, and it like forces kind of some creativity from me as well. But it's really, really fun getting to do that, kind of, building something for someone in the moment.
Right.
So those are always a really good time. We do those every Monday. I even have some lying around here. So like one of the requests was for a treehouse the other day.
That's cute.
So in about like, I don't know, maybe 30-ish minutes, I whipped up just this little treehouse. So they're not like complicated. They're not very refined, but they kind of like get the message across of like what it's supposed to be. So that would be a lot
awesome.
of fun.
So like,
And then
you're
we
saying like
do
30
a
minutes for this
lot
treehouse. I feel like it would take me
of,
forever to make that. Like,
That would take me 30 days.
yeah. I'm like,
I mean,
wait,
hey,
you just
when you
made
have like
that?
25 years of practice, you know, it goes,
For sure,
a
yeah.
long way. You'd hope you can do things a little
Yeah.
more quickly in that time, right? And then, yeah, we do a lot of creative building projects, of course. So almost everything you see in and around me here was built on stream at some point or another. And projects can have a huge range in how long they take. Sometimes it's one stream, sometimes it's a couple of weeks, and then sometimes it's even like, you know, over a year or more sometimes, depending on like the complexity. Oftentimes, if I'm getting really stuck with a project too, just like any artist I think kind of can relate to, you'll set aside a project and then come back to it later when you're kind of feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the challenge again. And then we do like set reviews and stuff sometimes as those kind of come through. So we were building some like of the new Marvel Eternals sets from the upcoming movie earlier this week. So that was pretty fun too.
What's the weirdest thing someone has asked you to build?
Oh gosh, that like my community has definitely developed a habit of asking for extremely odd things on purpose. I remember I built like a cow riding a cloud of lightning before. I built a Batman toilet, an Irish potato. Just very, very strange things for sure. There's been some. I swear they just like think of 3 different things, stick them together in one sentence. Like, here you go, Nick, figure this out. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? But
what is a Batman toilet? For those who don't know,
it was like the toilet was in all black, and I put like a little yellow logo on it, and that was I don't know. I tried my best.
That's awesome. That's really cool that you're able to be like that creative because I think that's one of the things that like makes Twitch really fun is kind of having kind of dynamic content, right? Stuff that is just like the same every single day. I mean, it's like the same theme, but like something new comes out every time, right? And
exactly,
it seems like you have like a pretty engaged audience who like really likes to see you like do cool stuff.
I'm very lucky for sure that I got an audience that
that's awesome.
Wants to see lots of fun stuff.
So, how long did the Lego Poochie take to make?
Not that long. Maybe like 30, 45 minutes.
All right. Do you have 30 to 45 minutes now to make it? So I see like the curved pieces there in the corner. I had no idea that there are curved Lego pieces. I know nothing about Lego. I've never owned a Lego set ever. I've always wanted one, but like
never in your whole life.
My parents always told me they were too expensive because like I wanted like the really cool ones, right?
It's fair.
I've always wanted.
You have to lower your expectations for what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've always wanted like the Lego like Millennium Falcon, and another thing would probably take like a million years to make.
I do have that right over there. You can't see it, unfortunately. I don't have a camera that shows it, but
don't grab it because if you dropped it, because of me, I feel so bad.
Like, I did 21 hours straight with 2 friends to build that.
Jeez, that's so nuts.
It was fun.
That is so much time.
Yeah,
it's a long time. I've done a couple of 24-hour streams as well, which I've promised myself I will never do again.
Yeah. Too much. In prep for the show, I did a lot of research because I was telling you before, right? When we were doing the copy for the intro, I was about to write down Master Builder because like I know that from the Lego movie, right? But then I actually researched what the heck a Lego Master Builder is, and it's a lot more involved than I thought it was. So my question to you is, have you ever applied to become a Master Builder? And I guess first, what is a Master Builder from someone who knows so much about Lego?
For sure. I can give you all that. So a Master Builder is someone that officially works for Lego, doing a lot of the large scale sculptures and models you see at places like Legoland. Typically a Master Builder will work at Legoland. There are some exceptions to that, but that is generally what is defined as a Master Builder. So it isn't actually it is an official job title, which is why it is very appropriate that you did not attempt to call me that. So I appreciate it. I have interestingly applied once. They have these things called Legoland Discovery Centers. They're kind of like indoor theme park exploration places, unlike the major Legolands like in Florida and California where you can like go on big rides and stuff. And they opened one in Toronto back in 2012. And how they find their Master Builders, they actually host a competition at like a place for 2 days, and they have all these bricks available. And they build people through a series of challenges, and they see how they interact. Like they invite the public to come, so they can see how the Master Builder kind of interacts with kids and gets them excited and stuff. So I did go out to that. I competed. I ended up in the top 12 of people. Like I think there were over 200 people. I ended up in the top 12.
It's crazy.
But I was actually still in university at that time, and at that stage, they moved into like actual interviews, and they were like, "Hey, are you actually really serious about this? Like, if we decide to move forward with you?" And I was like, actually, no, I'm more just here for fun. Unfortunately, I'm still in school. I'm not planning on dropping out because it was a full-time job, the master builder role. So I like to jokingly tell myself that if I had said yes, I might have gotten the job. Funnily enough, the guy who ended up winning is actually a really good friend of mine now. He worked at the Legoland for about 2 years and is now a full-time like freelance Lego artist. And he's actually recently become another cool title, which is an official one. He's a Lego certified professional. So he is like certified by Lego to do building projects, which is like something you've been working towards for a really long time. So it's really cool that I get to say he's my friend, because there's only like 20-ish people in the world who have that title. It's actually probably one of the most prestigious titles you could receive as a Lego builder.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Those giant like Lego, I guess they're almost like statues, you can call them, right? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Sculpture statues, yeah.
Are they like super glued together so they don't
Oftentimes,
come apart?
Yes. And that's just for like safety purposes, because they don't want like a kid running up and like
knocking
off
over
part of it very, very easily.
Yeah.
And for like durability as well. A lot of those creations end up outdoors and stuff, and you know, weather's pretty harsh on like surprisingly harsh on Lego and stuff. So it just makes
that's what I
sense
was wondering, because
building something that big like that you would want to glue it together.
At the Lego store, they had this like crazy like giant Buzz Lightyear, like three times the size of me. 100%. And I was wondering, like, dude, like, what if someone just comes here and just like, you know, hits it with the baseball bat? Does this thing just like fall down? But I guess not, right? If it's all glued together, it's probably all just like super sturdy.
Yeah, it definitely can be. It definitely can be. And I mean, Lego is really strong. Like, I think you'd be surprised at how durable you can build it and stuff, even without glue. I actually like try to pride myself on like building stuff, like not gluing it and having it like people be like amazed at that. Is it okay if I actually grab a build in the background to demonstrate?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Cool.
This is your world. We're just living in it.
I know, like people are listening, so if they're curious, I'm currently holding like a Lego lightsaber.
Oh my god.
This is something I actually built when I used to work at the Lego store. So like obviously this is a very nice build, kind of looks cool. It doesn't have lights, but the reason it doesn't have lights is because I want it to be very strong. So like I can take this thing and like fully twirl it.
Oh my god.
And,
you got the technique too. You guys see that wrist movement?
Strong, so I pride myself on like building things to be very tough and resilient. And I like being able to like, I can bring this to a show, I can let a kid play around with it and like know that it's not gonna like be at risk or anything. Right?
Apart, yeah.
What kind of glue do you use for that?
No, that's the thing. There is no glue.
How does that thing just not fall apart?
It's all in the engineering. And I did some like TikToks on this one a little while ago.
Oh.
Like it's just in how you construct the core. There are basically like multiple layers of plates, and plates in Lego are very, very strong. If you do like 2 layers of plates, you suddenly got something really, really like tough. So by like surrounding the whole core in 2 layers of plates, this one's actually has got 3. You got a really strong build.
I understood half of what you said, but when you peeled off that like side, I flipped out. Can you do that one more time, because that blew my mind. Bro, look at that. That is so nuts.
Yeah, and Lego has some weird bending properties. There's actually a really cool like social media channel called Brick Build Bending. They've blown up like crazy over the last little while, and they just like do builds that show how you can like manipulate Lego into like being curved and stuff. It's really impressive stuff. I'm sure people have seen it before. You
said you built that when you worked at the Lego store?
Yeah, I worked at the Lego store for almost 6 years.
Wow.
Obviously an incredible place for me to work. I had a lot of fun there. I also built this Lego Captain America shield when I was working at the store.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
but holy shit.
To have on hand for kids to play with too. So and this is another one that is not glued. You can actually see how I did the handle here. It's literally like 12 or 13 layers of plates. And as you add in more and more plates, they just develop like all this crazy friction. So I can actually pretty confidently take this and like shake it, and it doesn't like fall or break or anything. So it's pretty cool what you can do with Lego.
That is insane. Cool, that is super nuts.
Which Lego store did you work at?
I live in Toronto. I actually worked at 2 of the 3 stores that exist here.
How was it working at a Lego store? Like, was it?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Like, they were pretty awesome about letting us like be free to, you know, just kind of engage in the way we wanted to. So like even just like, you know, during downtime, getting to build some stuff and then being able to like kind of inspire and excite kids and like seeing the things that you can do with Lego was really, really fun. And then it was just like, just trying to help people find the things they were looking for already. Most people when they come into the store, luckily, like already know they're looking for something. And it gets to kind of be your job to just help find the right thing for whatever their situation is, whether it's a gift or for themselves. So it was really cool just kind of being able to like be excited about helping them find the thing that's going to make them or someone else the happiest, possible they can be.
You ever catch anyone trying to steal a Lego?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I mean, pieces are pretty small. They're pretty easy to tuck into pockets. We had some crazy instances where people would just walk in and attempt to walk out with a full-on box. Luckily, they've found ways to crack down on that, but it was very interesting watching some of that stuff go down.
Sorry, Ivan, I'm just grabbing some questions here from the community.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, we'll answer the community questions at the end when Dennis and I are done asking our dumb questions here.
Yeah,
because we have a lot of dumb questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of silly
We have a whole
stuff.
list of dumb questions, actually.
I can't wait.
I guess my first real dumb question for you, since you mentioned you're from Canada.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Montreal bagel?
The Montreal bagel, like in particular?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even like. I'm not honestly not even sure. I would say I have like a strong opinion on that. Why do you ask?
Because our boss is obsessed with them. Our boss is from Montreal, and
Gotcha.
she's like every day she says something about Montreal bagels and how us American folks don't know a good bagel and all this stuff. And,
I mean, I've heard very good things. I'm sure I've probably been like treated to one at some point. I haven't been to Montreal I've actually only been once in my whole life, unfortunately. But I'm sure a lot of Montrealans, I don't know what you actually call people from Montreal, but have probably made their way down Toronto. I'm sure I've had some before too.
Do you know what a Montreal bagel is?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure I would like maybe recognize one if you showed me one, but
it's just a regular bagel, but it doesn't have a hole in it.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. That doesn't even sound familiar, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I guess the idea of it sounds familiar, but
no, he's joking. That's not actually.
I'm from Toronto. So. See, you can tell me anything and I'll believe it. I'm not gullible.
Exactly. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Every time he says that doesn't have a whole joke, I just my eyes roll so far back. I can't deal anymore.
We were doing that earlier.
Yeah.
My memory is really bad, so that's why like things like that can just go right over my head.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to ask you too. You showed us the Poochie you made. Can you also show you also made like 2 little computers?
Yeah, and I've actually done a bunch more of them as well. I actually came up with this about a year ago.
Oh, nice.
It is based on my own PC, which is encased in an NZXT H510i. And yeah, I don't even remember why I had started this, but like I was actually
the glasses comes off all casually too.
Something. And then I was like, wait a minute, I think I could like work a fully buildable PC into this very small space. So I was like, I came up with like a motherboard, and I miraculously came up with like an AIO design. And so like this is actually fully buildable in the way that you build a normal PC.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, that is awesome.
You look confused. If you want to see, I actually have some like ready to go. I can show you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, we're super
let me
down.
switch cameras here quickly. I'm gonna disappear, but I have to do the camera flippy thing. So
yeah, so I saw this earlier, and it's like this dude's gonna build stuff for us.
1 second. Right?
This is great.
No, this is correct. Okay. It's very confusing trying to see which way is right and which way is wrong. So like I've done a bunch of variations in some different like color schemes and stuff. But you can see, and like my case is a little bit more modular than like an actual case will be. Would be, because you need a little bit more space to work within. So the top and the back come off. But if I lay everything out here, you'll see I've got all the essential components of a PC ready to go. So you've got the motherboard, you got your processor, you got your SSD, your M2 NVMe, some RAM, your graphics card. I call this the expansion card. It kind of represents my capture card. Your AIO, and then a power supply. So you can build this like you would build an actual PC. So I can grab my processor here, get my SSD on. I'm going to snap my RAM in first, even though I know usually you should put your AIO on first. Like so. These kind of snap in and everything like that.
You You have everything except the airflow.
I do not have any sort of like system cooling. I found that like while there are ways to technically add it, it made the build a little bit too crowded. But you could definitely add it. I can definitely show you how I would do that too. So yeah, the AIO, which actually has like little flexible pieces, they use I think this was like a whip piece introduced from like some of the Indiana Jones stuff way back in the day. So I can attach that on. Although of course, before you put on your AIO, though most AIOs I know have stuff, you got to grab your little needle of coolant here or thermal paste and get that on there. Can't forget that part. Very important.
It's too much thermal paste, Nick.
I think it's gonna be all right. It's Lego. You know, it's it needs a little bit more heat resistance. So, and then I can stick that in there.
You know, it'd be funny.
The AIO.
It'd be funny if
to the front.
The Lego GPU was out of stock.
Oh yeah, where you go, guys? Can't find any anymore. And then the GPU, or actually, I'm going to do the expansion card first, just because it takes up a little less space, and it actually adds a little bit more structural integrity. And then I'm going to slide the GPU in now before I put the back case on, and that just like slides into a slot, just like it kind of would on the actual thing. And then I'll put the back cover over that, and it's even got like a gap for the GPU ports to be available. And it's not like the most perfect build; it's a little finicky, but.
Rip, you forgot the IO shield.
The IO shield was luckily on this motherboard in advance, so.
Get to the whole build all over again. And there's a little
slot in the back for the power supply, which you can stick in right there. And then we can get on the remaining pieces of our case. Slip in the side cover just like you would on the real one, and boom.
Fun
fact,
God,
that is so cool.
This Lego computer costs more than an actual computer.
Definitely would not. I actually am gonna have a video drop. I have it scheduled to drop, I think, in half an hour maybe or something.
Oh, nice.
So I have a video showing you how to do this, and I'm gonna have free instructions posted on my website, so you can actually go out there, get the instructions, and order all the parts for this if you want to.
Dude, that's super amazing, man. Like, really, really. Like, I don't. I'm not gonna say like you're a genius, but this is like a really like brilliant idea in my opinion. Like it's cool, man. I can't believe that you even came up with it, to be honest.
It felt like super a lucky streak kind of just as I was doing each part. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. Like, how is this happening? Like I was very surprised myself that it was possible. So it was really fun to bring to life.
And you seem like you know a lot about computers. I'm assuming you built your computer.
I did, yeah. So the PC I'm using right now was the first one I ever built. And since then I've done 5 more builds, 2 for myself. One is like I use some of my old pieces in my original PC to build a secondary PC, which like my girlfriend uses a lot when she comes over, and so we can play stuff together. And then I did a third system for myself as a gosh, I'm totally blanking on the name. It's got the RAID hard drives in it for backing up my main PC. Can't remember what you call that. NAS tower and NAS tower. There you go. And then I helped, and then I've helped like 3 different friends with their PC builds. So
how many computers have you built?
A little bit of experience with it now.
Yeah, how many have you built?
Yeah, 6 total. 6 total.
And you know, some people say that building a computer is a lot like Lego. Is that true? Would you say that?
I would agree, like in a lot of ways, but there are definitely a lot of ways that PC building is scarier and harder. Like I've been so lucky that all 6 PCs I've built have like booted and posted first try. I'm sure that luck is going to end soon enough, but like even just like snapping, like to this day, snapping in the CPU, like just terrifies me every time. I hate the sound it makes. It just gets me.
And do you use your computer for anything else besides, you know, gaming, I guess? Like anything like Lego related?
Yeah, I do. So a lot of the instructions and stuff that like I have a guy who actually makes a lot of them for me now, but I do up a lot of my builds digitally so that he can easily create instructions from them. And like sometimes even just doing a render of a build can be quicker and easier and more appropriate than actually doing the physical build for whatever reason. And then obviously I use it for like editing photos that I take of my own builds and stuff. So it's definitely like my system is an all-in-one thing that does everything I need. Obviously it helps me with all of my streaming and content creation, of course. So
have you ever thought about making like a life-size Lego computer?
That is like one of my dream projects. I don't think it's one like I can really just like tackle kind of on my own. It would need to be something I like I guess, partner in with someone on. But like I know one of my friends in the chat mentioned it earlier, like Square T. He's a Lego builder and like PC guy as well, and we've always said like when that time comes that we can tackle this project, we're gonna make sure we do it together. And he's already done some like pre-design work, and I've certainly spent a lot of time thinking about how I can translate like all the aspects of what a real PC case does and like do that in Lego form. Because my goal is like people have built Lego PCs before. So they built like a Lego type enclosure for a PC, but they always end up being kind of like weird things. They never really look like a nice, clean PC. So my goal is to like get that balance and like have something that maybe from a really far distance you wouldn't guess is Lego, but then as you get closer, you're like, holy crap, that's Lego! Like, wow. And then like have all the actual PC parts running inside of it.
Yeah, I've seen a few Lego computers on I think the Battle Station subreddit throughout the years, and
probably makes sense.
You're right. Like it always looks cool, but it never looks like a real computer, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be cool. In Ripcord Jack here, said he always wanted to get an H510 and just covered in Lego, and I always thought the same thing too. It'd be cool to have a computer case where the outside was just like those like
the studs and stuff. Oh yeah, it'd be so fun to decorate.
What are those called? Like panels, I guess. Is that what they call?
Yeah.
Just like those little like brick panel base plates. There you go.
Base plates. Mm-hmm.
And you can just like stick Legos on there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be awesome.
That's interesting, actually. I wonder if we can...
$1 million idea.
We probably could do that, to be honest. Just like make one of make one of the panels that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a replacement side panel. We should probably talk to Jeff about this because we might actually be able to make it happen, to be honest. Yeah. We'll see in 5 years.
If you need a Lego expert on the call, I know a guy.
Deal.
Come up with our own Lego block.
Ooh, imagine that.
And that's where we come up with where we finally put the name Pucko to use. Pucko blocks.
I like it. That's a good name for it.
Nick, when you're planning like a really big project, do you use any special like tools or anything like that to kind of like plan it out, or do you just go all brain power and just kind of figure it out as you go?
Yeah, I'm a brute force kind of person, a trial and error guy. So it's very rare that I will do any sort of pre-planning. Typically, when I have a project in mind, it's usually like there's something like a particular part of a project that I've managed to start visualizing. I'm like, okay, if I was gonna do, if I was gonna build XYZ thing. This particular thing, I can see it kind of coming together in this way. I guess I would say I have very good visualization with Lego pieces. So like I'll start at that point and then I'll just kind of go out from there.
That's awesome. Yeah, because when I was doing my research, I saw that they have they being Lego, they have like this software you can download to like plan out Legos builds, which I wasn't aware was a thing, and that's like super smart because I was thinking like
Lego Digital Designer.
Yeah, because I was thinking like. I thought that people were doing this stuff in like CAD or something, or like figuring out some kind of way to do it. But it's really cool that they have the tools available.
There are ways to do stuff like that. There's actually a program called Bricklink Studio that's a lot more popular. Lego weirdly owns Bricklink now. It was the world's largest secondhand Lego marketplace, and then Lego bought them.
Right.
Which is a weird thing, but like it's a really great program for doing like designing and drafting in. Lego Digital Designer is actually not quite supported anymore, so it's a little out of date in terms of like what pieces are in it and stuff.
That sucks. That's sad. That's a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also want to ask you about the Battle of the Bricks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How'd you get into that? What is it? When's the next one happening?
I'll give you the whole lowdown. Battle of the Bricks is a Lego building competition that I created. It is live streamed on Twitch. And the idea is an awesome opportunity for both like builders and creators alike to kind of compete in a wide variety of wacky and fun Lego building challenges.
Right.
And because it's live, a big focus of it, of course, is having the audience get involved. So I usually tie it to like charity as well. So when we hit certain donation goals, it'll unlock like different challenges that the audience can vote on. So it's like builders have to build with one hand, or with with like glasses on that they can barely see through, and like behind their back and fun stuff like that. So I've run 3 seasons of that show all on my own Twitch channel, and then I've done a special for Twitch Rivals before as a fill-in during some Lego Overwatch event. And then I also got to do it as part of the GCX charity marathon this year. So for my 4-hour block, I invited 4 creators to do a bunch of them throughout that stream, which was really, really amazing as well.
That is awesome. That is super cool. Yeah. I noticed like, and this is me, right? The people that I tend to gravitate towards too, like on Twitch, that I just like internally just love to watch all the time, are those who do a lot of cool like outside charity type of things or like community events. Like it's actually one of the reasons why I'm such a huge fan of Dr. Lupo, because he does that like Build Against Cancer like every single year, and he does a bunch of other charity stuff, the St. Jude's and all that.
Yeah, I was actually part of Build Against Cancer in December last year.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I had like a 4 a.m. time slot. It was tough getting up for, but I was beyond honored to participate. I was trying to build his logo, but like the stream had a bunch of different ways to like mess it up, and we didn't even get halfway done. It was this butched thing.
That's so funny.
But it was really, really fun getting to do that.
Nice. Are you? Sorry, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, like, is your whole life Lego?
Pretty much. Like it's a very easy way to define who I am. It's like Nick, Lego, great, you're good. Like
that's awesome.
No, seriously, like I guess when you go outside of this basement, like, you know, do you have like Lego cereal bowls, and like is your
He's wearing Lego shoes right now.
That intense, like, and I mean, this isn't my own house, so I won't deny that when I do have my own place someday, it'll probably be a little bit more like that. You can expect to find some side tables, maybe some lamps, a lot of like everyday, you know, things in the place. Probably built out of Lego in my place, because I definitely want to do that.
That'd be awesome.
Like walls that people have seen where like they can open up and stuff and have cool things hiding inside. I would definitely do that too. But we're not there quite yet.
So there's this thing when you play too much Tetris, it's called the Tetris effect, where you see like everyday objects, and then in your mind you try to like, you know, make them fit.
Gotcha.
Is there something similar with Lego, like a Lego effect?
I would 100% say so. Like I regularly will look at stuff and immediately start to visualize like how I could build that out of certain types of Lego pieces and stuff. A lot of the time that is definitely how like my creations kind of get inspired, is just seeing something, being like, oh, like, you know, if I use like this piece and this piece, that could actually really match that look. And then like you just start building from there.
So for those who didn't know what he's talking about, I think when he said it, I had to search for it. But Zed, the EDM artist Zed, has a Lego wall. So it's up here on the screen right now.
Yeah, there's an artist, Dante D'Antoni, who has become known for doing these. They're really, really fun, very unique, super cool.
Yeah, and this one has a little club in it.
Sweet lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's super cute, and like I could definitely see you just having your whole house just made out of Lego. Also, folks, real quick, so there's something that he said earlier, and I didn't mention it because I was doing something on the stream, but he said that he invites his girlfriend over to play with Legos. So anybody can do it, folks, right? Find you one who can do both. That's all I'm gonna say, right? That's really cool.
Yeah, she's even been awesome enough to like do some of the streams with me.
Oh, that's nice.
She tanked through a 24-hour stream with me. Like, I like, if there's no way, like what more could you possibly do for someone than stream for 24 hours with them, right? Talk about the ultimate sacrifice.
I would say buy them more Legos. That's probably another.
Or watch Lego movies.
You never have enough Lego, so.
Yeah.
How many Legos do you own?
I don't actually know. I would guesstimate between 500,000 and 1 million bricks, possibly more. Like it's a really difficult thing to keep track of. I buy a lot of small pieces in bulk, so it can get very easy to lose track of it.
Do you know how much money you spent on Lego?
I generally don't like to go into that. I have like a reasonable idea. Like and obviously I worked at the Lego store for a really long time. I've also been lucky to get a lot of free Lego over the years. I'm sure I'm not far from like 6 figure stuff, but probably not quite there yet.
I was gonna say, if you so you say you have like 1 million bricks, right?
Yeah.
What's the average cost of a Lego brick?
Like when you buy a Lego set, the like golden price ratio is 10 cents per piece.
So let me see, 1 million.
Yeah.
He's about to do the math right now.
Times 10 cents. That's 100,000.
Yep.
6 figures.
Probably,
there you go. It's a lot of Legos, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like over time, right? It's like some people buy computer parts, some people buy Lego, some people, I don't know, buy What's the?
And it's a 25. It's a 25-year collection, right?
Yeah,
like it's been going on for a long time. And yes, my Legend of a Girlfriend is indeed here. It is Dairy Girl 23.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to confirm before I like said something, and you're like, oh, that's actually not. You're just some random person on the internet saying it.
A stalker, actually.
Yeah. I mean, if you really care about someone, you're almost like a little bit of a stalker, right? If like if something comes to their territory in a non-toxic, super loving way, folks, right? Let's not we don't promote toxic relationships here at all whatsoever.
Would you break up with your girlfriend if she pronounced it Legos instead of Lego?
No, I've like definitely moved away from being so negative towards the pronunciation thing. Like I've resisted correcting Ivan so far on all the times he said it, at least. Because technically, like, and Lego has like a legal post about this on their website. Like, it's Lego bricks or Lego sets or Lego pieces. Technically not Legos, but like
everyone says Legos. It's
ingrained in so many people, you'll never really get it out of them. So there's no point to going too crazy about it.
What about what are your thoughts on Eggo waffles?
I found out that at some point Lego and Eggo did do some sort of collaboration. I had no idea. I discovered this.
This was like a lot. I think this was when I was a kid. They had this whole thing called Lego My Eggo. The whole commercial was like some kid was telling people, his mom or whatever, like not to touch his Eggos, and he was saying Lego My Eggo. And I remember Lego did do something with Eggo back in the day. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was for sure. But it's a fun saying, like, and I mean, I'm surprised they haven't continued to try to do stuff because it seems like a natural collaboration,
Have you ever built anything out of Duplo?
Actually, yeah. My friend Graham that I mentioned earlier, the master builder, he has a large collection of Duplo, which helps him to do like really big builds for events and stuff. So he's actually like let me borrow some of his bricks for events that we've done in the past. I did one a little while ago. Oh shoot, do I not have pictures of this?
I had to ask, what the heck is Duplo? I've never heard of that.
Duplo is like the kids Lego. The name is actually like it's kind of a short of double because Duplo bricks are exactly twice the size of a Lego brick, and they actually do fit together with regular Lego pieces as well because of that mathematical property. So it's these guys here.
So it's funny that you mentioned that because I forget where it was. It was like on Netflix and it was like a documentary about like just cool stuff, and there was an episode on Lego that I saw, and the Lego company is like pretty like awesome, if that makes sense.
They are.
Yeah, they seem to do like a lot of really cool stuff. They seem to be also very socially conscious, which I'm super happy for. Right, for myself, right, someone who tries to be a conscious consumer, right. As everyone knows, right, there's no such thing as like ethical, consumerism under capitalism, whatever, right. But Lego's still dope, and they do cool stuff, right.
100%.
And like, especially with like how strict they are when it comes to like the quality control. Is nuts. Like they go super hard on that stuff. Yeah, they go really nuts.
It's really, really impressive. They are definitely crazy good.
Yeah, and I think it's probably why they've been like so big, right?
Find the picture.
There's Lego Duplo here. I had to go on Amazon because I want to look up Lego Star Wars and see how much that stuff costs because I've always wanted one of these Star Wars things.
Yeah, like this is not my build, but like this was an event I did with my friend Graham.
Oh, that's cool.
Duplo's cool because it like works in the same way as Lego, but it just makes everything way bigger. So like at an event we did like a giant warp pipe and a Yoshi build. Like it was really fun doing stuff like that.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to build something like that for my daughter. Just put it in her room.
Oh, it'd be awesome to have something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a question and someone was asking me about something in the Twitch chat, so I totally skipped my mind. Ivan, so the next NZXT party we have at a live event, we should definitely have Nick over. One, to hang out, but also two, to build us something for the, I don't know, for the space or whatever. Like imagine another pop-up.
I've done that for Twitch. So
exactly, right?
I have the experience necessary. And like honestly, one of my favorite things about the like building events that I do is that they are designed to be community building events. So it's not like I just come there and I build this thing and I leave it for you guys. Like it's something that everybody can participate in together. Because the way it's designed is that people can build these little blocks and those all come together to build something giant and awesome. Now I really want to find like at least the TwitchCon build so you guys can see that.
Okay, so that gave me an idea. And you give me a second here. Ivan, do you wanna do a little bit of role playing with me?
Not really, but I'll do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna set the scene, and Nick can participate as well. Let's make this real quick. Okay, so the year is what's 21. Let's say it's 2077, right? I'm throw some music on here. It's not the song I wanted. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the year is 2077, right? The pandemic is finally over, right? And it's time for TwitchCon, whatever, right? 2077. So Ivan and I are grabbing a drink, right, at the NZXT party, the after party, because the show's over. I'm like, hey, Ivan. Go for it, Ivan.
Yes, Dennis?
Thanks for that beer, dude. Do you want to go over and hang out with Brick and Nick and build some stuff with me?
Let's go, Dennis.
And then we're just partying. We're listening to EDM, right? And we're drinking our beers. We're building stuff. And we break something, right? I accidentally fall over and I break the whole thing. Nick, what do you say?
I say, don't worry, guys. That just means we get to do some more building.
There we go. End scene. Perfect.
Sorry, guys. I have to go to bed because I'm 96 years old in the year 2077.
Actually, bye. That'll be young by then. Don't worry about it.
Actually, hold up, Ivan. How old are you right now?
I'm gonna be 40 next month.
Okay, so 2021, right?
So I was born in 1981. So do 2077.
Yeah. That's 56 years from now.
1981. Yeah, I'll be 96.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe by that time we'll have like some super technology, right? Maybe the secret to eternal life is getting the vaccine, right? And now you're just like super spry and you can build and your hands are still capable of doing stuff, right? In the year 2077. That's the real secret. That's why you should get vaccinated so you can live forever and go to the next non-COVID infested, COVID-free TwitchCon, right? And build with Legos with Nick.
Yeah.
Besides building Legos, or sorry, I shouldn't say Legos. Besides building Legos,
whatever works for you guys.
I'm pretty sure I've been saying Legos the entire time. I'm so sorry.
You're good, Dennis. Don't worry.
Do you play Lego video games? Do you watch Lego movies? Do you go to Legoland on vacation?
A good question. Like yeah, I do watch the Lego movies. I love the Lego movies, and I think I actually overheard at some point Dennis was recommending the Lego movies to you, Ivan.
Yeah, the first one's really good.
The first one, if you haven't watched it, folks, like it's way better than it has any right to be based around like a children's toy. It's an excellent movie, and I obviously there's a lot of bias there, but like it's really well reviewed on like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, and like it's critically acclaimed because it's really solid. I actually don't play the Lego video games. I did growing up a little bit. But like, I think I'm so entrenched in Lego all the time that when I go to gaming, it's like the last thing I want to see. I want to be as far away from Lego as possible.
That's interesting.
Because it's just like you can't have too much of something. And then, like outside of that, I feel like those are the two main things. Actually, I feel like you said something else and I forgot.
Oh, I was just wondering if you were also, apart from the movies, also playing the Lego video games.
Okay, yeah. So like the answer is no, mainly. I did when I was growing up. I don't anymore because it's too much Lego.
What about Legoland? I'm about to go to Legoland actually pretty soon. But you've been there?
Real Legoland once, the one in California. Definitely cool to see like all the amazing creations that the master builders kind of come up with and have on display there. So like I definitely recommend if you ever get an opportunity, especially if you have kids. Like it is a much better experience enjoyed with kids. It's a little bit less exciting just going as an adult because like half of what you're paying for is like the rides and stuff, and you can barely go on any of them being an adult because they're really kid oriented. But it's still really, really cool to see all the creations they have on display there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We're about to get into community questions, but before we do that, I want to ask you one more question.
Sure.
And after I ask that, I want to open up this little surprise you sent us. So Nick was so nice. He sent us some packages here with our names on it, and he's telling us not to open it until a certain date and time. He got me one. He got Dennis one, and he got one for everyone at the office here.
Yeah.
So we'll open these live on the air, but before I do that,
for sure,
I'm gonna ask you the most important question that I saved.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
For last. Have you ever stepped on a Lego?
1,000% I have many times. It actually used to be a thing I regularly did on stream. I had it as like a channel point incentive very often. So I've not only stepped on Lego, I have danced on Lego. That's often been a charity incentive of mine. So for like 1 to 3 minutes, I'll like play like a music clip, and I will literally dance across Lego. I've even like I did some I'm sure you guys may have heard of the show Lego Masters. It's like the televised Lego competition on Fox. They like I last year I emulated all of the challenges they did on my own stream. So I had like a 3-hour time block, and I tried to do every challenge. And I even built they had like a bridge challenge, and I built one that I could like jump on. So I've jumped on Lego. I've gone all in on all forms of it. Yep.
I think the only thing more painful than stepping on a Lego is bumping your shin on the edge of your bed, like in that little corner part.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That is way more painful for sure. Like the Lego pain is kind of temporary. It's really not that bad. And actually, I've actually jumped into a pile of Lego. Is it okay if I actually post a Twitter link in chat real quick?
Oh yeah,
yeah, go for it. If it'll let you.
So yeah,
no,
like,
it won't let you.
And honestly, that was like genuinely one of the happiest moments of my life.
So it actually didn't let you post the Nightbot got you. If you want to send it to us, got me? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you want to send it to us on Discord, I can pull it up.
Oh sure, yeah, that makes way more sense.
It'll make it easier.
Yep, there you go.
It's either like it works or it doesn't work.
It all good. This was like maybe 6 years ago. I got to like go to like this big like Lego event they had at a convention center here in Toronto. It was like one run by Lego, and they had of course like a giant pit of it. I needed like 3 showers after that because who would have known what kind of things the kids were doing in there? But
oh Lord,
genuinely one of the happiest moments of my life.
Here it goes.
Pure bliss. Pure bliss.
Dang.
Like zero pain. Like there was just so much Lego there.
Oh, it just like softened the blow.
Completely eliminated the like pain aspect of it, and it was just heaven. Just heaven.
Yeah. So someone in the chat was saying I used to be an indie wrestler and gotten body slammed onto a bunch of Lego bricks during a nerd death match.
That sounds horrible. Yeah, that sounds like
Thorn the Viking said that. Yeah, it's a little.
We do have some questions from the community here to ask you, and if anyone in chat has anything to ask Nick,
I'm ready.
Ask away, and he'll answer. So, first question here is from God of Death Wish. What is the largest number of Lego pieces you have used on a single project?
So admittedly, I don't count how many pieces I use in a project just because it would be like extremely difficult to do so because there's a lot of trial and error as I'm like bringing builds to life. And I never really like do digital versions of them so where I can have a parts count from. The Lego Batman logo in the background is definitely one of the biggest. That's about 4 feet long. I think the all-time largest build that I've ever put together was a life-size Rainbow Smash pickaxe from Fortnite, which Dr. Lupo actually now owns. So if you look in the very corner of his background, it's actually on his wall. I went to his house to install it.
Oh wow!
So that was a really really cool build. I can probably quickly, I can probably finally find a picture for you guys quickly if you want to see that because I don't have it to show you physically, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you can, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that for you.
100%. While you do that, I'll ask you a follow-up question
keep
here.
Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming.
Venar,